Hey, what's going on out there, folks? Rooster here in Tennessee. I want to take a look here at this RM Italy KL503. I got a couple of these in, and if they turn out well, I'm going to end up getting some more of them in. I think I'm going to start carrying some of these guys' products. Like what I see so far. I'm testing this thing on the bench. I like what I see. Like the way they packed it. They did a real good job packing. Two of these come inside one box, and then it's the amplifier inside this box, and this box is in another box. So did a good job packing it. They sent me some good paperwork with it here. You don't get this from any other amp builders out there. You know, you don't get paperwork, tells you how to run it, everything else. These guys really set you up for success. A lot of the other companies out there building amps are kind of like, oh, good luck, you know, here's your amp, I hope you don't blow it up. Don't give you any instructions or whatever, especially these transistor mobile amplifiers here. But anyway, we'll do a quick look at the RM Italy here. Left to right, we've got a sideband delay, a preamp, which, let me stop and say, the preamp on these things is killer. Let's turn this thing off, come over here real quick, and we'll test this preamp. That's our receive without a preamp on. About 6 S units rather. There's with the preamp on. 30 dB. Killer preamp. Then you have your amplifier on and off over here, and you can run the preamp without the amp on. So another cool feature of the RM Italy, you don't necessarily have to run the amplifier. You can run it, run the preamp only there if you so desire. A look at the top of the amp here, pretty decent amount of heat sink. This thing's got MOSFETs in it, I do believe. See, 8 RM3 with 1 RM4 MOSFET. So looks like possibly 9 MOSFETs in here. Haven't had the lids off, but we'll go through the paperwork again here in a second. We'll take a look at it after we test this thing. But just to tell you, the paperwork they give you is, you know, it's in color. I believe it's in color. There's a chart here at the end. Yeah, it's in color, and you know, 7 or 8 pages long, so pretty neat. Anyway, a lot of times I feel like some products get a bad rap, specifically in CB radio, because people misuse them, abuse them, and they're like, oh, that thing's a piece of shit, it's junk, I wouldn't have one, I blew one up. Well, the RM Italys, you'll hear that about these sometimes because you can't run a 50-60 watt export into these. Strikers, Galaxies, okay, they're off the table. Don't even think about it because you will blow them up. They're made for low output, low power radios. Okay, Unidens, Cobras, you know, the 25-30 watt peak output power radios, that's what these things are made for. Don't buy one of these and think you're going to hook your striker up to it just because they're a little bit cheaper. And these things are a good bang for buck. As far as the market goes, I don't think there's a cheaper amplifier out there for what you get. And you get a relatively nice amp. But don't buy one of these just because you see the power output and think, oh, hell, I'll drive my striker into it or my Galaxy into it. You'll blow it up guaranteed. I promise you will. So don't even try it. I've got a Cobra 29 Chrome over here. I tested it with the KL503P earlier, and this thing does about 25 to 30 watts peak, which it's probably right at the max of what we want to put into this thing. Some people may say that's too much, but I feel pretty comfortable putting that in here, and I wouldn't key any more than about 2.5 to 3 watts into it. We're keying a watt right here. We tested this earlier, and that's a 1 watt dead key going in. So for reference, what you see in this video is 1 watt swinging about 25 to 30 watts into this thing. But again, back to what I was saying, I don't want to ramble on too long, but a lot of lower output radios like this Cobra 29 Chrome, Bearcats, Uniden Bearcats, the Bearcat, you know, 680s, whatever, 640s, whatever they are, none of those are big output radios. And you know what? They're perfect for these RM Italys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's exactly, you know, they're the cat's meow for these things. Over here we've got 6 power levels, and this is an attenuator, I believe is the way it works. So it basically knocks out the power getting to the amp based on the level that you're on. And you can read all up on that on the booklet over there. It tells you all about it. And you've got 1 through 6 over here for your power levels. And what we're going to do is we're going to test it in average power first. We're going to go through all 6 levels, and then we're going to test it on peak. We'll go in reverse. So we'll go 6 through 1 on peak, 1 through 6 first on average. That being said, let's get into it. We're driving about 7 watts average into this thing, dead key in 1, 25-30 watts peak. Power supply is right at 14 volts. Here's our wire that we've got coming out. Not really heavy gauge wire. Could stand a little bit heavier, but you know, with this, the way they have the wire coming out, you basically put whatever you can fit in there. We could probably fit just a little bit heavier, but that's just what I had laying around here, so we put it in there. Anyway, so let's get into it here, guys. 500 watt slug, 500 watt scale. We're on power setting number 1. Hello. Let's turn the amp on first. That was a big whiff, wasn't it? Amp is now on, by the way. Hello, audio 1, 2. Now that 10 is 100 watt scale. Audio, almost 80 watts average. Let's put a little more carrier in it there. There we go. Hello, audio 1, 2. Audio, about 80 watts. So we'll just come down here to power setting 2. Hello, audio 1, 2. Audio, over 100 watts average. Audio, I'm drawing about 18 amps there. Just have to take my word for it. Power supply is off to the side over here, but I'll try to tell you guys every time how many amps we're drawing. Power level 3. Hello, audio 1, 2. Audio, audio, about 120. Audio, right at 18 amps still. Let's see, power setting number 4. 50 watt carrier, audio, 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 about 130, drawing 19 amps. Power setting number 5, keying about 65, 70, audio, 1, 2, audio, audio, 1, 2. Swinging about 150 average. Let's turn our carrier down just a bit. Trying to find that sweet spot. Audio, 1, 2, audio, audio. We're over 20 amps now, 150 watts average. And now we'll go to power level 6. Audio, 1, 2, audio, 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 audio. Over 150 watts average, 21.5 amps. So what we're going to do is just come over here to our peak kit, hit it. Audio test 1, 2, 3. 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 Audio over 300 watts. Audio test 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio. Go to power level 5. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Right at 300. Power level 4. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Still about 300. We're just knocking our carrier down at this point. Power level 3. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio test 1, 2, 3. Audio test 1, test 1, test 1. A little bit less than 300. Power level 2. Audio test 1, test 1, test 1, test 1, test 1, test 1, 2, 3. Audio. About 280. Power level 1. Audio test 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio test 1, 2, 3. 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 Audio test. Not quite 250, but I'll tell you guys, the amp draw, big difference here. Go from over 20 amps on high down to about half that on low, and the average power is what you'll see fall off. The peak power stays about the same. So that's it. It's not warm at all. I mean, barely lukewarm, if you want to call it that. Some people like to put fans on these. I wouldn't be against that if you want to put a fan on it. More cooling's always better. But that's it, guys. I don't know what else to say about it. I think that's a pretty thorough test. I've got 4 of these in right now, and I plan on getting some more. I may throw one of these in my truck. I've got a little smooth 160 out there right now, but heck, I think I might consider running one of these. And for the money, you can't beat them. Absolutely can't beat them. I like them a lot. So far, so good. RM Italy KL503. You guys let me know what you think. If you're interested in one of these, let me know. Shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Before I go, let's take a quick look at the book here. I almost forgot. Output power RF, 300 watts max. Okay, so we're pretty much dead on that. Input RF power, 1 to 6 watts max. I'm assuming they're speaking about carrier there, 1 to 6 watts, because there's not a radio made that does 6 watts peak out of the box. If it does, there's something wrong with it. They'll all do a little bit more than that. So 1 to 6 watts, I'm assuming carrier. I probably wouldn't put more than 1.5 watts, 2 watts into it, but that's just me. 13.8 volts DC. Let's see, plus or minus 40 amps. We didn't draw 40 amps, we drew about 20 amps off of it. Our voltage was a little bit higher. We were at right around 14 volts. So there's the MOSFETs in it. Sideband, AM, FM, frequency coverage, all that. Tells you how much to put through it. The bypass on it, 50 watts. So even if you have the amp off, don't put more than 50 watts through it. SWR range 1.1 to 1.5. Obviously you want the SWR as low as you can get. And you've got instructions on how to run the amplifier here. These guys will set you up for to succeed and not set you up for failure. May be connected to a supply of 12 volts to 14 volts. I'm just reading here. It's just some real good literature in here for you. I just want to flip through and show you. They've got a gain versus frequency. They even tell you the prohibited frequency area there, the no-no zone. And you've got a schematic over here on the last page. So I like it, guys. Nice amplifier in my opinion, specifically for the money. If you're interested in one of these, shoot me a text. If you want more info on one of these or anything that you see me post, shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Hope to catch you guys out there on the band, and enjoy the videos and enjoy the hobby. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.